Happy New Year, guys! Welcome back to the very first Game Things episode of the year. I'm your host of the week, Ming, and we start off our news this week with some hot exclusive news from Sony and Microsoft. So Sony has recently announced that some rather popular existing and upcoming titles will never be coming to Xbox. These games include Final Fantasy XVI, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Bloodborne, as well as the Silent Hill 2 remake. To retaliate on Sony's actions, Microsoft has in turn then made 3 upcoming games Xbox and PC exclusives. These 3 upcoming titles include Starfield, Redfield, as well as an unnamed title. While I do get it that doing so is to protect the corporation's profits, I am rather annoyed that with there being so many consoles to choose from in this day and age, there quite frankly isn't a need to constantly create exclusives every few months. But well, I can always pray and hope that in the future things turn out better, because let's be real, the more easy it is for players to play games across different consoles, the better it is for the entirety of the gaming industry. But anyways, speaking of PlayStation exclusive games, Sifu, the action title based on martial arts, will soon be making its way to Steam and Xbox. It will supposedly be available sometime during March and will have an arena mode that comes with it. So for all you guys that previously had Sifu on PlayStation, you guys will be getting this free update as well. So don't worry about it, it is not exclusive to Steam or Xbox. Aside from Sifu coming to Steam, another game will be making its way to Steam as well. The Division 2 has at long last been confirmed that it will be available on the 12th of January on Steam. So for all of you guys that want to play the game, you guys can look forward to this. While Division 2 is a great game and all, it's frankly somewhat old, so instead of talking about old games, why not we talk about new and potentially upcoming games, starting off with a recently revealed Payday 3, which now officially has a Steam page, as well as a brand new teaser. While the teaser itself didn't really show too much other than the brand new logo of Payday 3, it is still really exciting to know that we are getting a Payday 3 because it's been a long while since Payday 2 was released. In any case, even though right now we don't have a lot of news on Payday 3, be sure to stay subscribed to Game Things and follow us so that you stay updated in all these Payday 3 news when it's released. Moving on from Payday 3, let's talk about Stalker 2. Which new trailer showcased brand new combat footage, inventory management systems, as well as interactions between NPCs. So some overall pretty cool stuff if you ask me. However, the game is still a bit away from its release. While yes, it is set to be released sometime during this year, there unfortunately has been no fixed date yet. But in any case, we at Game Things will keep you updated. Moving on, let's talk about some games that are currently available that are getting some relatively cool updates, starting with Cult of the Lamb. So Cult of the Lamb, the rather popular roguelike that was released last year, will be getting the first major free update. This free update will include some combat changes, basically a new heavy attack for every weapon variant, as well as revisions to its difficulty levels, some accessibility and quality of life changes. While at this point of time there is no set release date on when the major update will be released, it is still pretty cool news that, there is an update slated in the horizon. Aside from that, God of War Ragnarök has also been confirmed to have a new Game Plus mode. While it is still rather far away, as the release of New Game Plus mode is in the future of spring 2023, so be sure to look forward to it when it's released. Moving on from updates of existing games, let's talk about some newly released remakes. So one of these remakes is Risk of Rain, which is getting a remake titled Risk of Rain Return. The remake will feature improved art, new survivors, and much more. There currently is a small teaser available on YouTube that you can go and take a look. I personally have played Risk of Rain 2, but I have not played Risk of Rain 1, so I am looking forward to actually try out Risk of Rain Return when it's available on Switch or PC sometime this year. Moving on from Risk of Rain, another remake that we're gonna talk about is the Persona 3 remake, which is rumored to have the same visual art as Persona 5 Royale. All things considered, having a upgraded visual is definitely something to look forward to if you are a fan of the Persona series. So yeah, I mean, it's just good news, no bad news at all. So pretty cool. Moving on to our next segment, it's supposed to be release of the week, but it's the first week of the year. There are no games being released this week, so we're gonna talk about something a little different than normal, and that is the Humble Choice for January 2023. So if you guys aren't aware what Humble's Choice is, it's basically a collection of games that is featured on Humble Bundle every month. So today we're gonna cover these titles that's being featured this month. Starting off with the extremely popular Doom Eternal. So if you've never heard of Doom Eternal, you guys would have most likely been living under a rock. Doom Eternal is a high and fast-paced action game where you rip demons to shreds, shoot them down with your cool-ass arsenal of weapons, and it's basically just a ton of fun and really gory and filled with action. The next game is Ollie Ollie World Red Edition. So Ollie Ollie World, we've covered this before in our previous episodes. It's a skateboarding game with designs that remind me of Adventure Time. The main character looks somewhat like Jake, but the overall design actually resembles a lot like Adventure Time. So if you like skateboarding games and really enjoy the Adventure Time art style, then maybe give Ollie Ollie World a try. Moving on, we have Grow Song of the Evertree. So Grow Song of the Evertree is a rather unique game, mainly because it's actually a sandbox game with life management and adventure element. So how this game works is that you will get a seed and you're supposed to grow this seed. This seed in turn will become a world for you to explore, and what you can see in these worlds are some rather interesting and unique plant life, animal life, as well as some rather unique NPCs. For example, furries, if you're into those type of things. In any case, being a sandbox game, there is a ton of things that you can do, and you can constantly generate and grow new worlds for you to explore and expand your horizon. If you are looking into a more relaxing farming experience, then you can look into Hoko Life. So Hoko Life is basically a, well, farming game, but it's more similar to Animal Crossing in the sense that the residents are all, for the most part, animals. So yeah, basically Animal Crossing. You can also build your own house, catch fishes, the usual. Communicate with all these animals. So it's basically Animal Crossing, but, well, on PC. But for all of you guys that, don't have a Switch, maybe Hoko Life might just be the game for you. So yeah, these are all the titles that we are covering for this week's Humble Choice. There are still a couple of titles that we did not cover in this episode. If any case, any of these titles interest you, then, maybe give the Humble Bundle subscription a shot and you can get all the games that was mentioned earlier included in this subscription. And of course, some extra games that we did not mention in this episode. Now, we move on to our last and final segment, free things. So for this week, Epic Game Store is giving out Kerbal Space Program, as well as Shadow Tactics Ico's Choice. For PS Plus subscribers, you guys will be getting Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order for PS4 and PS5, Axiom Verge 2 for PS4 and PS5, and lastly, Fallout 76, but this is only for PS4. As for all you Games with Gold subscribers, you guys will be getting Iris Fall as well as Autonauts. So these are all the games that you guys can go and collect for free this week. And that marks the end of our very first episode of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. And once again, I'm your host, Ming. Please subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell for all our future episodes. And we'll see you next week.